classroom. What about the physical attributes? We haven't touched on this yet. They start on page 51.
I thought it was interesting that they included these, especially birth weight, because we can't control the birth weight of the students that we're getting. So I understand it's important. It's, you know, we need to know, we learned it in medical and neurological, that birth weight is going to have an effect on achievement in many situations, and it's saying it right here too, but it's not something that teachers can control.
And although you can't control it, you're impacted by it in your classroom, therefore you can use it as a sign, as a warning.
Remember,
these are decisions from students,
right?
Yeah.
We're also focusing on the contributions from the student, and that's the student.
And as a teacher, you may not know.
It's out of their control too.
It was surprising to me how high the effect size, the 0.54 for the birth weight, and even though we can't control that, just kind of, I don't know if you would know this and be able to explain it for lack of achievement, but I don't know, I just think that's a really relevant number. It seems really high.
Yeah, well,
for the lack
I
of
think it means that it's really important what happens before they're born, the health of the child.
Well, that's why they focus so much on IEPs, the previous, they always have a paragraph about how the pregnancy went, what they weighed, whatever. It goes back to this.
And again, what you were saying, it's an indicator to the teacher when they get a hold of that IEP and they read what happened during birth. That's a huge, your first sign of getting to know your student, like what they're coming with.
Start to formulate expectations.
I mean, and also you have to think that ties back into the development of the child, which will affect their self-concept, which brings us right back to where we were. So it is extremely important.
I think if you look at the birth weight and even like the next one, illness, like when I was reading these, I was thinking about our class. We had to take our medical terminology class, and in a lot of those assignments we were asked to, well, what implications are going to be there when they reach your classrooms. So I guess it's like one of those, always a good thing, like if you get this and you see that as a child the student you're going to work with might have a particular illness, like you might want to like look at like what research is out there, is what are some of the complications and what are some of the most effective treatments. So I guess it's one of those where even though we don't have control over it, we can still use what we have, our research, to make it an easier transition and maybe even hopefully one day shrink the number of what the effect size really is.